Hi everyone, welcome back to Brookdale Farm. Well, it's time to upgrade the oversized load sign for a one that looks a bit more professional. This is one I made, I think, when I still had my P-plates, so I've almost got my money's worth out of it. But this one, as we normally use it on the ute, is not legal. It covers up the number plate. And there's a few other things that aren't quite legal about it too. We'll talk about them a little bit later on. So we're going to build a frame that goes up on the roof to hold a proper sign up there. So I can buy a frame with two flashing lights and a sign like this for $1,600. I already have the flashing lights. I can buy the sign by itself for $160. So that makes that frame rather expensive if I have to buy the whole lot of it just to get the frame. So we're going to make one ourselves instead. Now I've already cut out most of the bits to save you sitting there watching me use an angle grinder for an hour. So we've got, the first thing we're going to do is weld together the frame that holds the sign. So this is 605 millimeters by 1200 millimeters, and I've just used 25mm angle here. The bottom piece has got to be welded on. The top three sides is one piece of steel that I just cut the 45s out and bent it. So we've just got to tack weld them to make up the frame. We've got our side rails with a bolt through here. That's going to be our hinge so that we can lift the sign up and drop it back down a bit more easily. We've got our mounting plates for our flashing lights, and we've got our mountings that we're going to bolt onto the back of the ute so that we can lift the sign on and off. So I'm going to weld the frame up now, and we'll come back and talk about the next steps in a minute. Okay, so we've got our frame welded together. Now this frame is the right size for a sign that says over with load ahead, which is quite a big sign, and that's what you use when you are the pilot vehicle. The first time we're going to use this though, we are towing the over with load. We are not going to be the pilot vehicle. So we are going to be using this sign on here, which is just a bit narrower. So we're also going to weld a piece in here just to support the bottom of this sign and give us something to screw the sign to. Okay, so we've made up these two brackets here. They're just a piece of pipe with a couple of ears welded on and some bolt holes in. This is the top hinge part of the hinge part of the sign. So these brackets are going to bolt onto the back of the roll cage, the load rail here, like this. And then these brackets are this piece of steel bar is going to sit down into the pipe, and this just allows us to lift the sign off when we're not using it, so we don't have to have it on the ute all the time. We'll drill a couple of holes through here and put some pins through just to hold it on so it doesn't fly off while we're travelling down the road. Then we just pull the pins out, lift the sign off with any luck. Okay, so we've got our two brackets mounted up, and we've got our sign ready to pivot up and down. Next we're going to mount the sign up on here so that we can get a good idea of what it's going to look like. For the moment, to hold it up, I've just got a couple of bits of flat bar in here. I do have some gas struts coming, but they're a little way off still. Now, with these signs, they can lean back or they can lean forward a little bit by 20 degrees or something like that. They cannot stand up vertical. That is in the regulations. I think that is because of light reflecting off it, but I'm not quite sure. But so far it's a pretty big improvement on the old sign that we used to have. Now the regulations also state that you need to have an amber flashing light on either side of your sign, so you need 2 flashing lights now. You used to only need 1. So I've just cut a disc out of some flat plate. We're going to weld a piece of angle onto it, and we're going to tack screw it up onto here. Now I've chosen not to put it on the sign because I want the plates to still be on the ute when I take the sign off, because sometimes I'm doing things that I'm supposed to have a flashing light but I don't need the sign for. Well, I think this turned out pretty well actually and looks reasonably professional. I still need to get the correct sign to go in there, the oversized load ahead, for when this is a pilot vehicle. I have been escorted by different people, some with dodgy looking homemade signs like my old one, some who are professional pilots and look professional. And I always find that people get out of the way far more quickly if you look professional. If you look dodgy, they tend to just ignore you and stay on the road and expect you to get out of their way. But this sign, looking more professional like this, hopefully will help people realise that actually they do need to get off the road because I am oversized. Well, I hope you found this little video useful, and I hope this means you can make a sign for yourself. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!